I'm going to do of this, one more chapter of this. It doesn't look that long. The paragraphs are pretty short from what I'm saying. Um, but, um, so I'm not sure read it today. That's probably all I'm going to be putting out for a bit. I truly apologize for that. I'm trying my hardest to make time, but it's also, I have to work around everybody else's schedule, so. But, because I was really, at one point, I was really good at coming home, doing a fic, and doing what I needed to do. But, um, I have to do little other things. My neighbor now, is able, not able, but, my, my neighbor for a bit, she hasn't done it in a minute. She was wanting to, come up here a lot. And, yeah, she can come up here, but not come into my room. She I'd be in my room, she'd be in the living room. And she stopped coming up here a lot after I started doing that. The only reason she likes to come up here now is because we have internet. She doesn't. She does, but it's like only TV internet. I don't know how that works. She explained it and I did not understand one bit. So, yeah, we're gonna read the other fic. Shouldn't take too long, maybe 20, 30 minutes like the other ones, but depends how fast I can go. I don't want to go too fast because coughing. Anyways, this is Tea in a Bar by Atia Blackcharm. Chapter 15, Convenience Store Robbery. Summary: just a villain stealing a sad green child from a convenience store. No biggie. There are no warnings this time. All After all the students complete the exams, it was only a couple hours before they would they were given results. Despite being morally questionable, the Hero Commission was effective. Class 1A let out a sigh of relief when it was revealed to them that even if they did not pass, they would still be going to the summer camp. Apparently, Aizawa had done another logical ruse. Although they found it odd that President Mike was the one that let them know instead of their teacher. After being told this, they were allowed some free time. They formed groups and started talking about how the exams went. But a certain question came up. Hey, where is Midoriya and Aizawa Sensei? I heard Midoriya got hurt. Oh wait, hang on. Hey, where's Midoriya and Aizawa Sensei? Mina asked. I heard that Midoriya got hurt, Mineta said while sitting on Kaminari's desk. Kaminari looked up from his phone and poked Mineta. Um, that the boy jumped slightly at the contact. Where did you hear that? Mineta shrugged. Some of the teachers forget that I'm there since I'm short. I heard them say that he was in an infirmary and Aizawa Sensei was there with him. Really? Sero sat farther into his seat. Do you think um he was hurt badly? Mineta frowned. Well, if there wasn't, if if there wasn't if it wasn't that bad, he would have been back already. Only a little tired considering Recovery Girl's quirk. But it's been a while, meaning he's either his injuries were worse, or he didn't have enough energy and passed out. There, there's an option that both of those things happened. Manetta's right, Karo, as, as Sue said, as she had been listening. Damn. I hope he's alright, Sarah said. Manetta and the others who were listening nodded in agreement. Despite their happiness at the time passing, the plans going shopping together as a class, they were concerned. Their concerned looks sent towards Midoriya's empty desk seat. There were concerned looks sent towards Midoriya's empty desk seat. Kaminari and Uraraka shared a concerned look with their classmates before when they left campus, because Aizawa Sensei and Izuku never returned to class, and he did not respond to any of their messages. Shota had let his head slump against his chest when he saw the empty infirmary bed. His student was gone, so were their belongings. There were that were beside it, sat beside it. He wanted to join Midoriya on his way home to let his kid's mother know what happened. He didn't let things. He didn't want to let his student go home alone after what after experiencing what he did, especially after he saw the footage of the exam. The look the look he had while watching the footage, Nezu sent him was enough. What would be enough for people to keep away from him for a long time, and rightfully so. Is Shota was furious. He hated seeing his student getting attacked by Bakugo. The boys simply wanted to work together, and Bakugo answered him with violence. He hated seeing Izuku take hit after hit, never once fighting back. Why didn't he use his quirk, he wondered. Midoriya was strong, and should be able to fight back. But for some reason, he didn't. It worried him. He rewound the footage and saw how Midoriya froze at the contact on his shoulder. How his eyes didn't fully look present. He was having flashbacks. Was he? Was that why he didn't use his quirk? Questions on top of questions piled up in Shota's mind. The only person who could answer him was gone. He had to make sure that that he would speak to Midoriya the next day, when he was supposed to tell the class about the trip they would be taking. He needed to talk to Midoriya. Hold on, my eyes itchy. Hold on. Ugh. Okay, I'm good. Despite only spending um a weekend with the league, and honestly just confused them. They were slightly concerned about the green-haired hero student. Many things that Midoriya said and did left them feeling worried in a way They shouldn't have. They barely knew the boy, and he was going he and he was going to become someone that would be their enemy in the future. That did not change the fact that their conversation tended to return back to the hero student. In a sense of unease, they thought about Midoriya. The things, the things, the oh my god, they thought about Midoriya like things, like something bad was going to happen to him. After the boy told them that he was not okay, and it wasn't often someone told a bunch of villains that they weren't okay. You know, you could just kidnap more, kidnap him again if you're so worried and miss him. Dabi said when Toga had once again lam, lam, uh, laminated the fact the the fact that Izuku-kun wasn't there. We're villains after all. There's literally nothing stopping you. Really? Either that or visit him like a normal human being. That the that way Toga smiled wasn't exactly normal. So Dabi knew which option she preferred. So with that in mind, the present the persistent nagging from Toga and no one saying no, the League had done something rather particular for the past week. E- each day, one of them hung around the convenience store where they'd last picked up Midoriya, waiting for the boy to show up. But the whole week and weekend, they didn't catch a glimpse of green hair. It was Monday when Dabi asked if he really had to go. Yes, he might be there, and I miss him, Toga said. What is on my cheek? There's something on my face. Hold on. Be right back. It was just an eyelash. I could see it on my face, and I was like, oh, what is that? Anyways. Um, Dabi looked over at the others, who seemed waiting for him to leave. You're all in agreement or something. Twice gave two distinct answers. He was right, so he's he was alright, so I'm alright with him here again. Spinner said. It would be nice to see the little guy again. He did say he would recommend being kidnapped. And remember the whole 10 out of 10 thing? Remember the whole 10 out of 10? Um, Magne said, yes, I remember that. I find myself lacking proper entertainment. So, I do hope you manage to get the young hero, Compress said, while messing with the marble as usual. Shigaraki didn't look up from his gaming console. If it gets you all to shut up for 5 minutes. But everyone knew that Shigaraki in a way wanted the hero back. The hero student back. When the when the topic of the green haired boy came up, Shigaraki went quiet and never did tell them to stop mentioning him or say no when the idea of getting having Izuku back at the bar. It that himself itself was answer enough for Dabi. Gary didn't say anything as usual, but they could see how uh the wisp seemed to resembled that of when he made tea for the boy. Dabi himself could admit that he wanted to see Midoriya again. The kid was odd, and having spoke at ease with them, except the panic situation, and even slept on him. He was funny and sincere, but clear weight rested on him and and made it and making it hard to smile. Um, hold on. Tommy couldn't deny that he was worried. He couldn't deny he was a little worried. Anyways, he was a villain, and so kidnapping a kid again should be no big deal. Never mind the reasoning behind it. So he went through Kirigiri's ward without saying another word. He entered the convenience store, waited. It was much longer than he thought. Um, almost like the first time when Dabi finally got a glimpse of green hair walking into the convenience store. The boy didn't look around, so he never saw Dabi. Midoriya was wearing short sleeve rather than a hoodie like last time. He was walking slow. Dabi kept an eye on him as the boy made his way towards the aisle that held medical supplies. Why is he going down that aisle? From from being able to see on top of the aisle, he saw green hair pause, slump forward and not move. Why wasn't the kid moving? It took another 7 minutes that Dabi finally moved. To hell with waiting for Midoriya to walk out to get him again. He wanted to know why the boy was stock still in the middle of the store for so damn long. Um, so he walked and finally got to the aisle and looked down. He felt unease at um the scene before him. Midoriya was standing in front of the shelf with his head hung low. Green hair covered the boy's eyes. Dabi wondered if they would have any light in them. He could see a bit of Midoriya's face, and was surprised to see what looked like a cut on the boy's lip. The kid's arms, the kid's arms were by his, and were at his side, and his hands hung there. Dabi could see what looked like a new bruise on his arms, along with scars that the older that looked like the that looked older than he felt comfortable thinking. It wasn't anything like last weekend. The boy had worn a hoodie in the sleeves that were that the sleeves were always down those days. No one in the league had seen any of it. He thought back how Midoriya talked about being hurt by others before, being in worse situations. He wondered how many of those scars were from others. Um, Dabi stood in the aisle long enough for anyone to notice him, but still, Midori did not look up and made no signs that he noticed Dabi's presence. So he walked forward. "Hey, princess," he he called out, expecting a gro- a grogger A Grogan? Great. I don't know that word. Response. It didn't. Um, there was no response that he gotten within a foot of the boy either. When he got within a foot of the boy either. Midoriya. He said a bit. He said more quietly, but loud that he should be able to hear him. Still no response. It reminded how it reminded him how Midoriya had frozen after his endeavored tirade. Tirade? Tirade. But it was different. There was no tension in the boy's body, and he was breathing. Instead, it looked like Midoriya had shut down. Dabi didn't know why, but he didn't like it. He looked like the thing on the shelf he looked at the thing on the shelf that Midoriya was standing in front of. He looked back at Midoriya and frowned. Surely there was a reason that Midoriya was in the store in the aisle in front of bandages, pain medication, and burn cream. He sighed. Well, let's do a little bit of shopping, shall we? Then Dabi grabbed several products off the shelf and put them into his pocket. Still no response from Midoriya. He took out his phone and texted Gary, letting him know to open the warp in the store. He made sure to send the coordinates to the warp villain needed. Not a second later, um the warp gate in the aisle that he and Midoriya. Ooh, ooh, okay, hang on, I gotta finish up. The aisle that me and that he and Midori were in appeared. Still no response. That the unease Dabi felt grew greater. His he resolved to bring Midoriya back to the bar solidified, even if they weren't ready and already planned to kidnap him again. There were there was no way Dabi would have left Midoriya in the store, seeing the way he was at the moment. The the thought of feel leaving him feeling uncomfortable made him feel uncomfortable. It re- it reminded him when when he was forced to leave his siblings despite not wanting to. Dabi would mu- would later worried about oh my god. Um Dabi would later worry about his feelings the same way he had with his siblings when it came to Midoriya. For now, he just needed to get Midoriya into the warp and go into the warp. He that thought about putting his hand on the boy's shoulder, but dismissed um that idea how reminding how the boy froze up at the contact before. He didn't want to set off the boy. No, he didn't want to set off the kid, considering the that state he was in. Then he looked at Midoriya's hands and then his own. Yes, that would work. Midoriya said that that he helped with the pain in his hand, and Midoriya seemed to be holding his hand. If the boy did not want to let go while he was sleeping, was any indicator. So Dabi gently grabbed Midoriya's hand. He let out a sigh of relief when he didn't get punched, and Midoriya continued to breathe. He slowly brought the hand up higher, um, taking note of the vast difference between his hand that had purple scar held together with staples, and Midoriya's pale hands that pale hands with a few scars across his over his skin. Then Dabi took a step forward, pulling Midoriya with him, the boy letting himself get pulled, and still no response. Not a moment later, the two of them walked through the warp gate, a concerned villain and a young tired hero, hand in hand. I can finish this. Okay. Dabi was pleased to know that when he walked through the warp gate, the only he, person he needed to stop was Toga. The girl practically rushed forward, probably tending to hug and possibly stab Midoriya in greeting. He had dodged a knife when he grabbed Toga and made sure she didn't get close to Midoriya. Toga, calm down. You can't exactly say hi yet. The girl, oh my god, wrong gender there. Um, oh my god, phone's not turned off yet. I need to do my eye on you. Oh god, why is my speeding? Anyways, before the girl pouted and looked at him. Why not? Izuku is finally here, and you're even holding his hand. Before Dabi could respond, Toga was trying to push past Dabi, but was stopped by Magma. The woman laid the woman laid leaned down and whispered something into Toga's ear that made the girl stop and actually look at Izuku. He saw as Toga's smile faded away and was replaced by a look of concern. The girl didn't fight Magma as she led her away at the to sit at the bar. Quietly they watched as Dabi led Midori to the couch. The boy's head was still hung low. The reaction when There was no reaction when Dabi made him sit on the couch, and a few of them thought that when Dabi went to let go of Midoriya's hand, he looked hesitant before doing so. A silent agreement. They were all converged towards each other at the bar. Dabi came towards them. Even um even Shigaraki had pulled away from his game console, and Kirigiri was near them behind the bar. Hey Dabi, what's up with the little dude? Spinner asked. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. Dabi snapped and glared. He was like this when I found him. Standing in front of the aisle in front of medicine and shit. He didn't respond to anything I did. He didn't it didn't like I don't know why he's like that. Medicine shit? Yeah. and Dabi took the things he had in his pockets and placed them on the counter. They were a lot of items. It seemed that Dabi had rather large pockets, and used them to their full potential in stealing from the store. Twice, Kirigiri and Shigaraki carefully went through the pile of different items. Um, Shigaraki picked up picked up a tube of burn cream with two fingers. Is he hurt? Everyone looked where Midoriya was on the couch, still unresponsive. Yeah, I think he is. Yay! He's back with the League of Villains, y'all. Right where he needs to be. Because, to be honest, anyways, this is gonna be the last chapter I do today. Um, I will try to get more out. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I really am. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this fic, and yeah. I just hope it doesn't snow anytime, like, anymore, honestly. Well, one, I do and I don't want it to snow. Because, one, I don't want it to snow because my driveway gets muddy. Cars gets kind of mess up the driveway more. That's why we hate it when it rains. Sometimes. Sometimes it's good when it rains, and sometimes it's not. If it doesn't rain too much, it's fine. When it rains too much, then our driveway gets really muddy. And I have to walk up that driveway. Um, anyways. Hmm. Oh, but I want it to snow because I want to get out of school. Anyways, so that's all for today. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave kudos to the author. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. And I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's day. I will see y'all next time.